Hi, I'm Tati and I love watching K-dramas, almost as much as I love reading. So as per usual, I have been watching a lot of K-dramas, and I decided to pick out a few of the ones I've really enjoyed watching and recommend some books to go along with them. Basically, I think that if you like these K-dramas, you should give these books a try, or if you like any of these books, you may want to check out these K-dramas. You may have already guessed which one I'm starting with. So first up is Startup, set around the world of startup companies at Sandbox, which is a fictional version of Silicon Valley. So I'm going to try my best to pronounce names. I apologize in advance. So in this K-drama we follow Sol Dal-mi, who is a dreamer who is trying to follow in her father's footsteps, and Nam Do-sun, who is trying to use his math genius to make his family proud, as they team up and compete in Sandbox in order to make their dreams a reality. And that brings us to our first book, which is Screen Queens by Lori Goldstein. And if I were to only pick one book to recommend to fans of Startup, it would be this one. In it we follow three girls, CEO in the making Lucy, graphic designer Maddie, and coder Delia, as they team up to compete in Valley Start, a startup incubator competition with prestigious summer internships for the winners. This book has a lot going on, much like Startup. They deal with family issues, betrayal, romance, and the pressure that comes with chasing their dreams in a male-dominated tech world. And also, sort of as I guess like icing on the cake, every episode of Startup is named after a term, and at the beginning of each episode they show you the definition of that term, and Screen Queens does that with every chapter. Chapter 1. Next up is Super Fake Love Song by David Yoon. Now for this one I am steering away from the tech angle and steering more towards the romance angle, specifically the mistaken or fake identity romance angle, which fits very well with Super Fake Love Song, which is about self-proclaimed nerd Sunny Day and what happens when he meets Cyrus So. Cyrus is unbelievably cool, and Sunny is totally not. So when Cyrus mistakes Sunny's older brother's room with its guitars and rock posters for Sunny's own room, he ends up telling her that he's the frontman of a rock band. In order to keep the lie going, Sunny convinces his friends to help him out, and soon their fake band is scheduled for a real performance. And the question is, how long will Sunny be able to keep the lie up? And what'll happen if Cyrus finds out? And then we have She's the Worst by Lauren Spieler. This one centers around sisters April and Jen, who haven't been close in years because of their parents' constant fighting. And with Jen starting college soon, the sisters decide to revive a pact they made as kids in order to try to repair their relationship. But it turns out that Jen has been keeping a secret that might tear them apart for good. And I'm recommending this one because I thought it paralleled really well with the relationship between Sol Dal-mi and her sister. And I do have a couple of bonus recommendations if you can't get enough of romance and love triangles mixed with tech, coding, app development, and hackathons. I recommend The Code for Love and Heartbreak by Jillian Cantor and My Epic Spring Breakup by Kristen Rockaway. And those are my book recommendations if you enjoy Startup. And so that brings us to our next drama, which is Healer. In this one, we follow Chae Young-shin, a tabloid journalist who dreams of becoming a successful news reporter, and a mysterious night courier known as Healer, who is willing and able to get his clients almost anything for the right price, as they cross paths and end up trying to solve the mystery of their dangerous past. My first and top recommendation for this one is Lois Lane Fallout by Gwenda Bond. This one is a YA contemporary take on Lois Lane, who has just moved to Metropolis. She tries to stay out of trouble at her new school and at her new job as a reporter for the Daily Scoop. But trouble never seems to be too far away from her. Thankfully, she has her new reporter friends, and her maybe more than a friend Smallville guy, who she only knows online and who can't reveal his identity. Lois Lane, intrepid girl reporter, and Smallville guy, her online-only ally, are such a perfect fit for this drama, which references Superman by name. Next up we have Trust Me, I'm Lying by Mary Elizabeth Summer. In this one we follow Julep Dupree, who is a very good liar. So good, in fact, that using the skills she learned from her con artist father, she is able to earn her tuition money by running scams for her classmates at her swanky private school. But when her dad goes missing, she has to use her skills to follow a trail of clues through a maze of creepy stalkers, hit attempts, and family secrets. Now, when I was looking for books to recommend for this drama, I did have a bit of a hard time trying to come up with something to match Healer's job description, but I do think that Julep Dupree, con artist for hire with her hacker best friend and father wrapped up in a dangerous mystery, fit pretty well. And that brings us to Don't Turn Around by Michelle Gagnon. In this one, 16-year-old Noah uses her computer hacking skills to live off the grid, staying safely anonymous and alone. But when she wakes up in an empty warehouse with no memory of how she got there, she realizes that she may need a little help. And that help comes in the form of Peter Gregory, a rich kid running a hacker alliance who needs someone with Noah's talents on his team. So if your favorite parts of Healer are the computer hacking and the dangerous conspiracies, this book has got you covered. And I do have a couple of bonus books for this drama as well. First up is The Deceivers by Kristen Simmons, a book set at an elite academy for con artists. The goal of the school is to rid the government of corrupt officials, but when you're surrounded by cons, who can you really trust? And finally, Batman Nightwalker by Marie Lu. And I know that the K-drama Healer makes specific reference to Superman, but I personally saw Healer as more of a Batman type, so I had to include this one. But you should definitely let me know in the comments whether you think Healer is more of a Batman or a Superman. And those are all of my book recs for Healer, which brings us to our next K-drama, which is Doom at Your Service. So in this one, we start off on what is a very bad day for Tak Dong Kyung. On the anniversary of her parents' death, she gets in trouble at work, finds out her boyfriend is married, and finds out that she only has 3 months to live. Overwhelmed by all of this and maybe a little drunk, she sees a shooting star and wishes for doom on the world. What she doesn't expect is for Doom to show up at her front door and offer her a deal. And that's all I'm gonna say on that, because I don't want to spoil the drama and I feel like I could easily spoil it. So here are the book recommendations. So first up we have The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. This one is about Hazel, who is 17 and has cancer. She has never been anything but terminal. However, when a gorgeous plot twist named Augustus suddenly appears in her life, Hazel's story is about to be completely rewritten. Next up we have The Sun is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon, a book about Natasha, Daniel, and the universe. Natasha is a girl who believes in science and facts, not destiny, not fate. Daniel is a poet and a dreamer, and he believes that fate has something extraordinary in store for him. They meet on a crowded New York City street the same day that Natasha is being deported. Every moment in their lives has brought them to this single moment. A million futures lie before them. Which one will come true? Then we get into a bit of fantasy with You've Reached Sam by Dustin Theo. In this one, 17-year-old Julie has her future all planned out. But when her boyfriend Sam dies, everything changes. Desperate to hear Sam's voice one more time, Julie calls Sam's cell phone. She isn't expecting him to pick up, but he does. Hearing Sam's voice makes her fall for him all over again, and with each call it becomes harder to let him go. Will she ever be able to say goodbye? And then Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber brings us to full fantasy. For as long as she can remember, Evangeline Fox has believed in fairy tales, true love, and happy endings, until she learns that the love of her life will marry another. Desperate to stop the wedding, Evangeline strikes a deal with the charismatic but wicked Prince of Hearts, Jax. But soon she learns that bargaining with an immortal is a dangerous game. And those are all of my book recommendations for Doom at Your Service. I do have a really quick bonus recommendation. The K-drama is Mad for Each Other, and the book that I think fits that K-drama really well is Just Listen by Sarah Dessen, my favorite Sarah Dessen book. When I was watching the show, I immediately connected the two. So those were my K-drama and book recommendations part 2, I guess you could say, because I did make another video like this already, and I will leave that linked in the description, as well as links to information about the K-dramas and books. I am also always watching K-dramas, so I will probably be making more videos like this in the future, so give this video a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Let me know in the comments which of these K-dramas is your favorite, or which you find most interesting, or what you think of any of the books I mentioned. Also, let me know if you have any book recommendations based on any of the K-dramas I mentioned, or any K-drama recommendations. Thanks for watching. Bye. I don't know if that's gonna work, but we're gonna try and see. I don't even know what I just said. Hi. As they team up and compete. Next. If you can't get enough of these, are really short and really cute. And so that brings us to our next drama, which is not happening today. Psych. No, but seriously, I have to do this video in 3 different parts because I have to rent so many books. It's very hard to find books that you can specifically connect to different tropes and parts and characters in dramas. So I'm renting so many books from the library that I have to do this in different parts, or else I'm gonna have way too many books. Don't know if that sounded right. Lois Lane, intrepid girl. Which brings us to our yes, I did like it so much that I bought the script books. No, I cannot currently read Korean. Look at how well the cover matches the poster. Let's start over.